I loved Power Club.
Come with me if you want to live.
I loved Power Club.
No time for time travel.
Welcome to another episode of the No Time for Time Travel podcast. I'm your host, Tony, and joining me all the way from a few blocks from me is Kwok.
Hello.
It's been a while since we recorded, so I'm like, wait, what do I say again?
Yeah.
We're a podcast for nerds by nerds, right?
It's gonna be a rough one, everyone.
Yeah, we haven't recorded for a while, but today we're going to be going over recap of the biggest news from Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con. We're recording on Monday after Comic-Con. Comic-Con was this past week in San Diego, as it always is. I don't know why I'm saying that, but yeah. But before we get into that, how are you doing?
Good, man. It's been really hot and humid the past few weeks, so I've just been buying ice cream and enjoying myself.
Oh yeah, do you guys how much is your AC usage there?
I don't know. We don't know. What's the what do you mean? How
I mean,
you
like,
want
do
the
you
calculation?
not the calculation, but do you use AC pretty often there?
Oh, yeah, it gets pretty. Yeah, we use it pretty often. We use it like after like around noon for like 4 or 5 hours, and then we turn it off.
Okay.
Yeah.
It sucks for us because the central AC doesn't reach our individual rooms. So I think I told you about the whole, like, they're gonna redo our entire place. It's gonna cost like $30,000 or something. So
Oh God.
yeah,
Just for the AC stuff?
yeah, because they would have to replace our unit because our unit's like 20 something years old.
Oh God.
And they have to redo the ducting because the ducting is like the
old.
duct from the AC is small compared to the rest of the house, which the ducting goes to each room is big, but it doesn't matter because the initial one is small, so there's not enough air coming out.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so on Amazon Prime Day, I just bought a bunch of individual AC units for each of the rooms instead, which it works, but I'm scared. I'm scared of our electricity bill.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Wait, did you have solar installed? I forgot.
We have solar, but we don't own it. We also don't lease it. It's weird. So we took it over from the previous owners who took it over from previous owners before them. It's
Okay.
Yeah, the contract is we agree for them to have solar panels installed on our house, and then as long as we give them all the electricity that we generate, and then they sell it back to us at a certain rate. So yeah, it's kind of weird, right? So whatever we generate, we pay them for how much we generate, and then we use. Okay, so whatever we pay them for what we generate, we pay that a slightly discounted rate compared to the utilities company.
Yeah.
And then all that electricity goes back to the utilities company, and we then use it from the utilities company where they use the credit that we paid for with our solar panel company. But then, the utility company charges us more money for delivering the electricity back to us.
What a weird loop, man.
I know, it's so weird.
It's like I wouldn't say money laundering. It's just like a weird money laundering that doesn't work.
No, doesn't it feel like that? Like, it's like,
Yeah.
whatever I make, I'm going to give to you, and I'm going to pay you for what I make, and then you give me credits to then go use for this other place, but then they're going to charge me for delivering it back to me. I'm like, what?
You're getting charged for producing your own stuff.
Yeah, exactly. But it's producing my own stuff using their equipment.
Yeah.
So
You pay for the service fee.
It's like a mix of money laundering and then the mafia and then drug dealing. Like, what?
Yeah.
So it's like, is this Breaking Bad, but like with solar power?
With electricity.
Yeah. Just
wait, so what happens if like you take down the solar and you install your own under your own contract? Will it still be the same, or will it just be like under your own thing?
Well, if it's my own panels, then it's my own electricity I'm generating. But then I'd have to have a battery on site. So
yeah.
And then I think there are some rules about that in California. I don't know what the law is for that, but there's something about off the grid stuff. I forgot. There's like some weird rule about it. I just never looked directly into it because I'm like, I don't want to spend another 10 to 15K for a battery. and then
Yeah.
have to redo the entire solar panel with like a different place in which it
Yeah.
becomes our panels, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I think at the end of the contract, which is about 2027, we have the option to purchase the panels outright, or they take it back, or we renew the contract.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
but it sucked because when the original owners set it up, it was like 16 cents per kilowatt hours, but every year it was a 6% increase. So
That's a lot.
yeah, it is a lot. We're at like 20 something cents now, but it's still cheaper than the rate that the utilities company charges.
Right.
So yeah, but yeah, and actually this past month, okay, so typically a single family home uses about 800 kilowatts. I'm not even 400 to 800 kilowatt hours per month. I
Mm.
don't know what the heck happened, but this past month I saw 1,300 kilowatt hours used for us.
that's, that's
And
crazy.
that's before we got the individual ACs. So
Oh, that's crazy.
yeah, I don't know. So I actually purchased. My friend recommended me to purchase an energy monitor. So I got to install it into my circuit breaker to
Yeah.
monitor each one to see like where the usage is coming from.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, man, adulting. Yeah,
So
adulting
what you
and
been up to, man?
adulting.
Buying
Uh,
ACs instead of ice
yeah,
cream now.
yeah. What have I been doing? I saw Deadpool and Wolverine twice.
Oh yeah.
Really good, really good. No spoilers, but really, really good. Very unexpected. If you have not seen any spoilers yet, I mean the trailers did not show anything. Pretty much, the trailers barely showed the movie at all. Even though it feels like it showed the whole movie, it showed like almost nothing.
Oh really?
Yeah, there is so like all that stuff in the trailer probably came from what 20, 30 minutes of the movie, but there's so much more stuff that is really good. The movie is basically like a love letter and goodbye to the Fox universe and an introduction to the Marvel universe. It does it,
Oh.
yeah, and it does a really good job of it, and also does a really good job of like fixing things because Marvel hasn't been really great since Endgame, and that as Deadpool is very self-aware, it's specifically called out. Yeah,
Yeah.
very specifically called out. And yeah, so a while ago, Kevin Feige, the guy from Marvel, he said that the only movie in 2024 was Deadpool and Wolverine, which I thought was like really risky because it's rated R, you know.
Mhm.
But now after watching it, I'm like, that's very smart because this is a very impactful movie. It's like to have it as the only movie instead of like 4 movies a year. The
Mm.
only movie in 2024. Make sure that people watch it
Yeah.
because this thing is required for everything moving forward. You know.
Mm.
Yeah, it's clever, and I think this opening weekend for a rated R movie already like shattered records. I think the global gross is like 400 something million, almost 500 for a rated R movie. Like that's kind of unheard of. So
That's pretty crazy.
yeah, and with that, he also announced that the next Blade movie will be rated R because they can't do a Blade movie without it being rated R because it's like rooted in its
Yeah,
its
yeah, yeah.
content, right?
I'm trying to remember, like, was previous Blade movie rated R
Yeah,
back
all of them
then?
were.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, actually, that's one of the things Kevin Feige says. Like all the previous movies are rated R, so it has to be rooted in that content. So it has to be rated
Right.
R. So it'll continue to be rated R.
Okay, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah,
It'll be funny if just each movie just goes down the rating. It's like, oh, rated PG-13, rated PG, rated G. Just story
yeah,
about bats.
yeah, yeah. It's this.
National
Well,
Geographic.
remember in the old Spider-Man cartoons that we watched? You know the character of Morbius. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Morbius is a vampire, but
Yeah.
the kid's censorship didn't allow you to say blood. That's one thing. So in the show, he was just like, "I need plasma. Give me your
Oh,
plasma." I'm
right. I
like,
do remember that. Yeah.
yeah. And then because of violence of vampires biting and stuff, he had hand suckers that I would say is arguably more disturbing than typical vampire stuff,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. But it's so funny because I remember like there were movies back then that were vampires involved that had vampires that were more of
Hmm.
that didn't have that censorship. It was just comedy. I think it was like one of the. Hold on, I'm trying. Let me double check because I don't remember the ratings.
Oh, sure, sure.
It was like Vampire Dead and Loving It or something like that.
Which one?
It was like a movie called hold on. Oh, Dracula Dead and Loving It. It was rated. Let me see. It felt like it was not rated R, but I want to see what it is. It was rated as.
What is that? I've never heard of that.
It's just like a comedy with like Leslie Nielsen.
Oh, of course, that guy.
Yeah, it's super stupid. I don't try to remember. Let's see.
Man, Leslie Nielsen, man, he made that. Was it Naked Gun that he?
Yeah.
You know
Oh,
that.
it was rated PG-13. Okay.
Oh, okay. You know what's funny about Naked Gun? Since we're just talking about Leslie Nielsen too.
Mhm.
They're having a reboot of the movie, and I think I heard Liam Neeson is going to be in it, which is kind of interesting, right?
Yeah. Is it like rated R now, or what's happening?
I don't know, but I think it's hilarious because Leslie Nielsen was like a comedy actor, and
Yeah.
The Naked Gun is a comedy movie. The reboot will still be a comedy movie, but now it stars Liam Neeson.
Nielsen. Yeah.
But he's funny when he's funny, like because
Yeah.
of his serious stuff, he parodies himself.
Right. Yeah, but this was like Leslie Nielsen. He was like Mr. Bean
Yeah, I know.
almost. It's like so opposite. Well, I don't know. It'll be
I know.
interesting to see.
No, I mean, I'm very interested in it. Just hearing about it because the idea is just so funny. Like
Yeah,
Liam
yeah.
Neeson, it's like a bumbling like agent.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, did you watch Ted? I didn't see it, but I remember him. There's a clip of him in it, like a cameo or something.
I haven't. No, not yet.
Yeah, because he played like a cameo where he was at the grocery store and then he was asking for help. And then, but the way he responded about like, like asking questions and stuff like that, it's very like Taken style, but just like in a grocery store about like random stuff. And,
Oh,
and at the very end, he was like, thank you. I will never forget what you did for me today. It's like in the Liam Neeson voice, but in a grocery setting. So,
on a positive note.
yeah, so I'd be interested in that, but yeah, sorry, we derailed on that. Yeah, so yeah, I don't know, like back then the ratings were just all over the place.
Yeah.
Also back then ratings were much more of a suggestion than a requirement. Like there's still suggestions now, but people follow it more. But back then it's like, dude, you and I probably grew up watching like Rambo and Predator
Yep.
as little kids.
Yeah, that was 13 too, right? Rated 13, PG-13.
I don't know. I thought something like Predator would be rated R.
Let me see, Predator movie.
What was that? What rating was Predator movie? Was it 80s movie or 90s or something?
Yeah, 1987.
Oh, it is rated R.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, and we watched it when we were little kids. Is that why we're so messed up?
No.
Yeah, man. Because like nowadays with like my kids, I'm like, I got to be very careful with the ratings, and it's like, am I careful with the ratings? There's suggestions, but they should watch it following the ratings. I'm like, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah,
man. It's like tough.
Parenting stuff, man. Now you're the censorship on top of the actual censorship.
Yeah. So on Saturday, I was watching Deadpool and Wolverine, right? And then I wore the shirt. When I came home, my daughter saw my shirt and she's like, "Oh, look, Deadpool." She knows who Deadpool is. But then like she said she wanted to watch Deadpool, and I opened Disney Plus, right? I opened Disney Plus to look for the cartoon, and then the first thing that pops up are the old Deadpool movies. The rated R ones, Deadpool 1 and 2, are being advertised on Disney Plus. So I'm like, oh, okay, let's skip out from that. And then I was like hurrying, trying to search for the Ultimate Spider-Man episode. So I let her watch that episode of when Deadpool was in the Ultimate Spider-Man show. And she also knows Spider-Man too, and she always says like, "Oh, Deadpool has the small eyes, Spider-Man has the big eyes," which is true. I just never thought about that, but they look very similar with one's bigger eyes. And she enjoyed it, and she also was like, "Why is Deadpool a bad guy now?" So yeah, that was interesting. But anyway, my point of that was I did not know Ultimate Spider-Man was a Y7 rating. Do you know what that is?
It's like youth, right?
Youth,
of 7
but 7 and up. Yeah,
Oh, 7 Up. Okay, yeah.
yeah. I did not know that was another split. I thought it was just general audience and then PG and PG-13 and all that. I didn't know that the youth one had a bunch of splits too. So yeah,
Yeah. I do remember like back then when like, we were watching Fox a lot, like on the cartoons. There's like Y and like 14 or not 14, something 14, right?
yeah, something
Is it
like
one?
that. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I think the Power Ranger stuff and the Beetleborg stuff was a little bit higher because it was like live
Mm,
action.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, it was higher. But then we watched Power Rangers when we were like 5 or 6 or something. But
Yeah.
they recommended that to be older kids. Interesting. Now that I think about it, huh?
But I mean, I feel like people were less sensitive back then. It's like, it's okay.
Yeah,
It's whatever.
but the rating, yeah, the rating system for movies and TVs have been for around for a while, but the video games have not. That was only like 94, 95 ish, maybe ESRB. Remember
Oh,
that? It came as a
I don't.
result of Mortal Kombat and Doom.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. There was no ratings before that, and then Mortal Kombat and Doom made everyone like go crazy because it was controversial, and then they had to make a rating system.
that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Ugh. Yeah. Anyway, you want to move on to the topic?
Yeah, let's go.
All right.
Our main topic.
All right. The main topic is most of the stuff that was announced at San Diego Comic Con this week. San Diego Comic Con is held annually by the same people who organize WonderCon. Some trivia stuff is that I think New York Comic Con isn't the same organizers, right? I think it's like a different
I'm not
group.
sure. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, but San Diego Comic Con and WonderCon are both organized by the same group of people. That's kind of cool. And then let's see. I was writing a trivia episode. That's why I'm saying that right now. Yeah, there's a bunch of announcements. Before we get into the main announcements, I just want to mention a little video game announcement that Mortal Kombat 1 actually announced their next DLC. So their next DLC is going to have an additional story mode, and then 6 more characters. So the characters are a female Cyrax, a female Sector, um, another Noob Saibot, the Terminator T-1000 from Terminator 2, Ghostface from Scream, and Conan the Barbarian. The DLC pack will be called Chaos Reigns, and will follow the story of the variants of Havoc, the character Havoc, being the god now and wanting to wreak chaos everywhere. So yeah, that was a lot of random things that a non-Mortal Kombat fan like you don't know about. So what do you think so far of that?
I like how it was like the god Havoc wreaking havoc.
Yeah, but his name is spelled Havik because K
Oh,
like Mortal
Mortal Kombat.
Kombat. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yep.
I mean, it's cool. My question is, how much is DLC?
Okay, I was pretty annoyed with that. The expansion costs $49.99.
That's like
So
a new game.
I know, right? $49.99 for basically 6 characters and a story pack, like a
And
story mode, extended story mode.
yeah, I don't know, man. That's not worth it. But
I
that's like current game model or business model nowadays. Just
I
DLC,
paid
add on like few things and hate it.
Yeah, I paid $100 already for the game, like in the initial purchase.
Yeah.
The very initial purchase, it was $100 for me because I got the collectors with like whatever, but that
Mm.
was just like a few characters and then some currency with a K of obviously, and then that's it. And then all the other stuff that came after that was still things to be paid for, like custom holiday fatalities, some additional costumes that you can't win in the game. Like what the hell? Like I already paid a premium for the base game that was not even complete, and now
Yep.
the second year is here, and it's a new story with 6 new characters, and they're asking for another 50. Like what?
It's kind of
What?
crazy. It's kind of crazy how you imagine like if a game is considered like the base game along with all its DLC, it's cost more than probably like a game console or
Yeah,
some game consoles. Yeah,
yeah. I mean, I'm
it's ridiculous.
expecting. Yeah, I'm expecting this to be what? Going to be like a final cost of like $500 of just the main DLC, and then if you want even more, like all the cosmetic ones, it's probably going to be upwards of like 800, 900.
Yeah,
Like I don't
yeah,
get it.
it's ridiculous. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm especially Like I've always been against this kind of DLC. I'm
Mhm.
especially more ticked off because it's on my favorite game series.
Yeah.
Like MK11 didn't do it this bad. I don't know why this one's so bad.
I think it's just because like most games or AAA games, they're just adapting that model because there's still people who buy it and still do it. So it's like, oh, we're just gonna do it until like we can leech off as much money as we can, and then once people start getting angry as it in terms of like, unison and everything, then we'll back off and maybe reduce some of the stuff. But they're just trying to make as much money as they can. It's always been like that. Trying to find the exploitation and just exploit it for as much money as they can. So stupid though.
Yeah, and I can't really tell either if this is now I cannot tell if this is actually from the developers or the publisher. Like
Mm,
in the first year, I was like pretty sure it was from the publisher, and now I'm like, oh, I'm not sure. It seems like it might be developer, which makes me a little bit more annoyed if it
yeah,
is. But I don't know. So yeah,
yeah.
yeah. This is why
So
I want to support more indie games.
yep.
Yeah.
So are you still gonna buy it, the DLC?
Oh yeah. I mean, there's like no way I'm not going to because it's Mortal Kombat.
It's Mortal
I'm part of the
Kombat. Yeah,
problem.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I know. It's like a drug addict. It's like stop taking drugs. Like no, it's too late for me. Save yourself.
Yeah, I think one of the cool things though that's coming back is animalities are finally coming back. Like,
Oh, was it taken out before?
oh, it was taken out years ago. Like,
Oh,
when was the last time an animality happened? I can't remember. It's that long ago. I can't remember when the last time animalities were part of MK. But yeah, the new that they're every character is finally getting a animality. Some of them are pretty funny in the trailer. Like
yeah,
Melina becomes a praying mantis to eat off the opponent's head, which is like perfect for Melina.
makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Rain turns into a pufferfish. Yeah, and then Scorpion. I mean, they showed an animality of a scorpion. I wonder who that might be. It'd be funny if it was not Scorpion, right?
I was gonna say, is this like Sub-Zero?
I know it'd be funny if it was like Sub-Zero turning into a scorpion. Yeah. What'd be funny too is if Shang Tsung turned into a chameleon, which actually makes a lot of sense.
Does make sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, that's that. That's one announcement. So we'll move on to some of the other ones. A lot of these that I'm looking at are from CNET. Sorry, not from CNET. Why am I saying CNET?
I
What?
don't know.
What? Shoot! What page was it? I lost it. I
Yeah.
lost the page. I lost the page. Oh no! There's a
See, that's the website.
yeah. There we go. It is from CNET, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so
Yeah,
it
yeah.
is from CNET. I am on the right page. Okay. Oh, you know what? I think oh shoot, something happened to my screen. Hold on. I gotta go back. There's something wrong with the link. Hold on. Wait. Hey, I sent you a link for Comic Con stuff and then it switched over to this page on what you should stream. I don't get it. Hold on. Let me find the list. Sorry guys. What was the original link I sent you?
How was that? Hold on. Let me see.
It's so weird because you know how when you scroll down and loads to a different page, it loaded to a new page and then that link you sent me is only that new page and not the previous.
Oh, okay. All
I
right, I
see
found it. I
now.
found it.
Okay. Okay, so the first thing we are going to talk about is The Legend of Vox Machina, Season 3.
Sure. Yeah.
Do you know what that show is?
Yeah. It's a D&D podcast where a whole bunch of voice actors get together and play D&D. But then they were doing a podcast, but it kind of built up like a lot of hype in the community, and it got really big. Where there was like volunteers or Kickstarters, and they made it into an animated movie or animated TV show. So that's what it is.
Oh, that's cool. So yeah, so at Comic Con they announced that there will be a season 3, and they had a first look there. So I haven't seen any of it,
Mhm.
but I'm assuming it's good
It's
because
it's fun. I still prefer like the original more than the animated stuff, but it's okay.
okay.
It, yeah, well, I mean, it's different because it's kind of like when you're a fan of stuff, you know more stuff, or it's like people who read the book and then they watch the movie, they always prefer the book more than the movie. The movie, I mean, the show is like you enjoy it. It's kind of like how you totally you watch One Piece and you enjoyed it, and then I watched One Piece. I was annoyed by some of it, so it's more of like it might be different for different people. So it might be good introductory if you haven't watched anything.
I think the other thing about the Legend of Vox Machina, they announced something called Mighty Nine. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, so Mighty Nine is kind of like a different campaign by the same group of people.
Oh,
So
okay.
I heard it's pretty good. It's like the most recent campaign that's been going on for a while. So I think since a lot of people like that one, they're planning to make they're planning to make a show out of that too.
So I'm a little confused now. So is it that they do the podcast recording of like the whole thing, and then when they make the animation, do they use the same audio from their already done campaign and then just apply it to their animation, or
Oh no,
do
no,
they re-record everything?
it's kind of like re-record everything, but it's more of
Oh, okay.
like they just took the highlights of like the campaigns and stuff, like the main story
Oh,
arc and everything, and like some random incident that sort of thing to make it fit within like a I think it's like 30 minutes episode because each podcast is like 3-4 hours long, man, and there's like 100 something for the first one,
I
so
see.
it's a lot if
No,
they do just
that sounds
audio
like a lot.
only. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean this is like kind of like anime and cutting out all the filler and all that stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The other thing was now we're moving on from the Vox Machina and that Mighty Nine, but the other thing too is that they just announced a video game, like a Dragon, is going to be made into a Netflix show, right? Is it
Uh,
Netflix or movie or something?
uh,
Man, I lost the link again.
Prime Video.
Yeah, Prime Video. Oh, Amazon Prime. Yes, that's correct.
Yeah,
I don't know anything about the game or the anything about it actually, but
yeah, me neither.
I do know the actor, and he's in House of Ninja. Do you know House of Ninja?
I'd heard of it, but I haven't watched it yet. Is it good?
It is so good,
Oh,
and
I'm
I
gonna check it
think
out.
House of Ninja is based on his writing, that actor's writing. So it's so good, and it's actually I'm pretty happy to see that guy doing other work. I never knew him before House of Ninja,
Yeah,
so now I see he's in this, and I was like, oh, that's so cool. And I mean, Yakuza stories are pretty interesting in general.
yeah.
So yeah, I'm kind of excited for that. Do you know anything about it at all? Like it?
No, I have no idea about what the game was about. But I mean,
Oh, okay.
there's been so many game adaptation shows now.
Yeah, and it's because a lot of the game adaptation shows have been very good.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
which I think sounds about right because you need a TV show format to make them good, you know?
Yeah. Because movies are too short
Mm-hmm.
to just make it all. It's rare. It's rare to make it a good movie. Super rare.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's actually nice that they're able to actually do video game based TV shows and kind of be very
Yeah.
faithful to it.
Mhm.
But on that note, Halo got canceled. the
Was it that bad?
I don't know. I don't know, but the Halo show is going to end this season. So I think people got really annoyed with them not being faithful and having Master Chief take off his helmet.
Oh.
Which goes back to the why can't you guys just be faithful?
Hmm.
Yeah, which again goes back to the if they're faithful, they're going to be probably successful.
Yeah. You like. I think we've talked about it in the previous podcast before. It's just we don't mind liberties, but just don't derail too much from the original source. When you change stuff too much, it just becomes it becomes a little bit more questionable. There would be more loops and stuff because the original source it kind of like patch all those story plot holes and whatnot. But now you're just poking holes in stuff that was already solid.
Yeah, I think the other thing too is that sometimes it's not like about the amount of things they change. It could change just
Mm.
one thing, but it's the thing that they change is like a core component of whatever character or story that is.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, I totally
like
agree.
yeah, like I remember the huge backlash when Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie was going to be about aliens instead of like mutants.
Yeah.
Like you change one thing, but that's like the core thing. Of course, there's going to be
Yeah.
backlash. So
They were not originally turtles. They are now just gonna be dogs.
I know. Yeah. Anyway, speaking about adaptations, reboots, all that stuff, Dexter is going to be interesting. So a while ago they announced a prequel Dexter show, which I wasn't too fond of
Mm,
because what made Dexter was the actor, right?
right.
Um, and then they casted a new person as Dexter, as a young version of him. But then they had some interesting casts. Like they casted Christian Slater as Dexter's dad, which is weird to me because he looks nothing like James Remar, who is Dexter's dad in the original series.
Mm,
Um, Dexter's dad in the original series is James Remar, who I know him from Mortal Kombat Annihilation as the replacement of Raiden.
yeah.
And then Christian Slater is Mr. Robot. Like that's so weird. But the guy that they casted as Dexter looks kind of like a young Dexter.
Yeah.
They casted Christina Milian, which I'm like, I didn't know she's an actor. Did you?
That was like the singer, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. Good. Yeah.
yeah. And then Patrick Dempsey is in it too. I'm like, what? What is he doing in the Dexter show? Patrick Dempsey is if you don't know, it's from Grey's Anatomy.
Oh.
Um,
Okay. Yeah.
and then Sarah Michelle Gellar is coming back to TV.
I feel like we're watching like '90s sitcom people in today's age.
Yeah, yeah. So it's interesting. But the big thing that they announced, which now makes me want to watch the prequel, is Michael C. Hall, who played the original Dexter. He's actually coming back as the voiceover inner voice of Dexter in the show. So
Oh,
that's gonna
that's
be
cool.
cool.
That's cool.
Yeah. And then they announced a new Dexter series that is a sequel to the most recent Dexter New Blood series. Are you ever gonna watch Dexter?
I've seen a few episodes of it, but I never got into it.
Okay. Do you want to? You okay with me mentioning spoilers?
Yeah, go for it. Go for
Okay.
it.
So Dexter New Blood was like the newest season of Dexter, the that
Oh,
they just had a couple years ago. In the end, Dexter dies
okay.
completely.
Mhm.
So I was like, how are they going to do a sequel to that? And then, of course, it's called Dexter Resurrection.
Oh,
So I don't understand. I'm a little afraid they're going to lead into
the
sci-fi
fancy.
resurrection stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's gonna be weird. Yeah, I don't know. Any thoughts?
I don't know, man. Like it's resurrection stuff is always weird.
Mm-hmm.
There's because when you kill off a character, the people become so. Even if you change the actor, people just become so attached to the original one that it's like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, if, at that point it's just like a reboot.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, but we'll see what happens. We'll see how it goes.
yeah. So speaking of horror, there's another new TV show that's announced called Teacup on Peacock.
Okay.
I looked at the video of the trailer or the teaser. I have no idea what it's about. It's just a zoomed in video of a teacup.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know.
but it's produced by James Wan, which I trust because he did like Insidious. He did like what's it called? Annabelle. All those like crazy horror stuff.
Yeah,
The Conjuring. Yeah. So we'll see. Doctor Who gets a new spin-off. I still haven't gotten into Doctor Who. Have you?
me neither. No,
Okay.
I try to watch the first season, but then whenever I watch it, I wasn't really into it. And my friends always tell me, don't watch the first season. The first season is very old and it's outdated, so it feels really weird and slow. Watch it on the second one or something. Start with the second one. But I get so
Yeah.
lazy that I didn't start with the second one at all.
Yeah, I was also told that, but the thing I'm a little worried about is the second or third season also has a lot of payoffs that were set up by the first season.
Oh, okay,
So
yeah,
it's a little weird to then start in the middle. But because the Doctor
yeah.
Who guy, he gets recasted a lot, you kind of just watch the season of the actor you like.
That's what I've been hearing. Yeah,
Yeah. So
but yeah, but so far I haven't gotten to it.
yeah. I watched one episode of the new series on Disney Plus. It was really strange. It was like really strange.
Yeah.
Like to give you a non-spoiler, non-context comment about it. Goblins that feed children to a giant goblin who then communicate only in song. Does that seem weird to you?
Sounds about right.
Yeah,
Sounds
yeah,
about the same weirdness.
yeah. So I don't know. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Legends of Tomorrow, which I really enjoyed, but with less characters, which is a little tough because I enjoyed Legends of Tomorrow because it was a big cast of characters.
Mm,
Yeah. Next thing is Creature Commandos, the first DC animated show under James Gunn, who took over as a co CEO or something from that whole division for DC.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't know anything about Creature Commandos, but I think that's the point. He's trying to pull a Guardians of the Galaxy on us.
Oh, okay. So has Creature Commandos always been a thing, or is it just like a completely new thing?
It's always been a thing in the comics. But
Okay,
they're just like a bunch of like random characters.
gotcha.
Yeah. It looks like from the comment here that I'm reading, it's very similar to Suicide Squad.
That's how it feels like. I'm watching this stuff right now. It's pretty similar. And then when you said like Guardians, I saw like a rodent character as well. I'm like, oh,
Oh, Weasel?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. You know what's funny? James Gunn. So James Gunn did the Guardians of the Galaxy movie, and
Right.
he made was a Rocket Raccoon was played by his brother Sean Gunn, and then James Gunn did the new Suicide Squad movie, and then Weasel is portrayed by his brother Sean Gunn, and then now Creature Commandos is an animated show by James Gunn, and Weasel is still portrayed by Sean Gunn.
His brother. Yeah,
Yeah, his brother is always voicing or acting as some kind of creature character.
I noticed.
Yep, so funny. Let's see. We talked about Like a Dragon. The Rings of Power, the second season, apparently is supposed to be entering the nuclear age. Everyone wants a bomb. Everyone wants the nuclear codes. I have no idea what the Ring of Powers is. I know it's a offshoot of the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
Do
yeah.
you,
Never
do
got
you
into
know?
it.
Yeah,
No,
I
no
didn't even
clue.
try.
Yeah, I heard some people say the first season at least wasn't good, or it wasn't as great as they thought it would be. But I don't know. I haven't seen
Oh,
it.
I mean, it seems like Amazon Prime is taking a lot of risks and just throwing money at everything.
I mean, that's cool. That's cool to see like those risks taken.
Yeah. I mean that's how we get things like The Boys. That's how we get like Reacher, which are two of my
Hmm.
favorite things on Prime.
I still haven't watched The Boys.
Oh, you haven't?
No, is it good? It's really good, right?
It is
Is it
so
superhero thing?
good. Yeah, it's just very graphic, just
Oh, okay.
the very very like Saw style graphic. Which
Oh,
yeah, but because of the way that it's like you kind of like it. I'm more okay with that than Saw, just because of the environment and storyline that goes with it.
mm.
Because it just becomes a ridiculous parody.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of like the violence in Deadpool. I'll say that.
Okay. I see what you're
Yeah,
saying.
maybe worse.
Oh, I was like, I don't remember Deadpool being that bad, but like, okay, you said worse.
Actually, not very. Not, it's much worse than Deadpool. Actually, now that I think about it.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. So you compare it to Saw. I'm like, Saw is pretty graphic and it's pretty
yeah.
intense.
I think the graphicness is like Saw, but the intensity is not because of the way that the story is written.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, because I do get what you mean though, like in terms of graphic with like Saw, but like Saw is like you build up to that intense. It's just like you know it's coming right away. It's just like oh my god, it's coming. So and it forces you to watch it. This
Hmm.
one is just like a lot of action stuff, a lot of like yeah, a lot of action or just like drama stuff. They go really violent, but it's like so brief and it kind of makes sense in a sense in a way, but it's not like super glorified. Like you must watch this. Like it's not like a Mortal Kombat fatality where you do a super slow motion sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
next thing
Because
I
that
was the next thing I
yeah.
was gonna say was there were straight up Mortal Kombat fatalities in that show. Like,
Oh damn it. Okay, never mind.
yeah. No, the last season there was one move or one like murder from like the main hero that was straight up exactly like Shao Kahn's fatality in Mortal Kombat 9. I was like, hey,
Oh.
they took that and they just did that, but now on a real person.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now live action.
yeah. But speaking about the boys, there's a prequel that is announced, and it's called Vought Rising. So it's gonna star Jensen Ackles. He played Soldier Boy in the previous, I think, season 2, and he's coming back, and
Okay.
this is a prequel to the boys.
Okay.
So it's about the start of the whole superhero company.
Oh nice.
Yeah. So Jensen Ackles plays Soldier Boy. Soldier Boy is a parody of Captain America. Yep. The Penguin, the new crime drama series. starring Colin Farrell, who looks nothing like Colin Farrell. They actually released a trailer. They announced this a while back. This is in the
Yeah,
universe of the Robert Pattinson Batman, the
I
newest
don't
Batman.
remember what that was like.
What?
I said I don't remember what that one was like. The Robert Patterson.
Oh, the movie The Batman?
Yeah, because there's been so many that my brain just kind of mushed it until the
Yeah,
recent
yeah.
one.
It's the one with he actually does detective work. It's the only Batman movie that I can think of that he actually does detective work. The main villain is the
Okay.
Riddler.
Oh, is it? That's with the Riddler, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, okay. I remember the one with Riddler then.
yeah. So in that same world, the Penguin's in there. So they're gonna make another series based on him.
Hmm.
All right, we're getting to the big announcements now. Thunderbolts is coming. So they announced a while ago that the new Marvel movie called The Thunderbolts will be there.
Hmm.
And then will be coming out, and they finally showed some stuff. Some of the actors were there. It's basically like Marvel's version of Suicide Squad. It's
Oh,
a bunch of morally ambiguous or straight up like villains joining together to do
you know,
something.
it's, it's funny. Like when you said Thunderbolts coming, my first thought wasn't like a Marvel thing. I was thinking, oh, okay, Apple's new port Thunderbolt.
Oh, yes, because they would announce that at Comic Con. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know. How would it go? Now Thunderbolt now has its own movie.
Man, it would be like the origin story of how the Thunderbolt port
How it
came.
came
Yeah,
to be. USB? No, 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 no.
yeah.
Thunderbolt.
I mean, it's
It's a
not
new
too
way to
far
go.
fetched because the Tetris movie was about how Tetris was invented,
Yeah,
right?
that's why I'm like I can see it happening.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Would be
So
funny if like the whole show if the movie itself was sponsored by Apple though.
I know. Well, it's funny too because this movie, the official title is actually Thunderbolts with an asterisk next to it, and they
Oh,
didn't explain what the asterisk is.
sponsored by Apple.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's kind of cool because the clip showed the characters, and at the end, it's like one of the characters says, "Careful who you assemble." Well, not that she says it; it's on the screen. The words "Careful who you assemble."
Yeah,
So it's like an offshoot of like Avengers.
yeah, 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 yeah. That's pretty cool.
Um, the other announcement, they already announced before that there was a Fantastic Four reboot, and they announced the cast, but now they actually announced the title of it, and they had a little
Mhm.
promo clip. So it's Fantastic Four First Steps, and the villain will be Galactus and Silver Surfer. What do you think?
I, I don't know, man. I'm kind of just tired of reboots, to be honest.
But this is done by Marvel now, not by Fox, because Fox screwed everything
Yeah,
up,
yeah,
which
but
is addressed
yeah,
in Deadpool and Wolverine.
it's that's just yeah. I mean, I think for now I'm just gonna wait for it to come out and just see what happens because I'm just so burned out on like so many reboots. Like I'm sure it will turn out great or turn out better than the previous ones, but until then I'm just like it's okay. I'm
Yeah,
not as excited.
that's fair. I'm not too sure too because the Mr. Fantastic is played by Pedro Pascal, which I really like Pedro Pascal, but I don't see him as a Mr. Fantastic.
Mr. Fantastic, yeah.
Yeah, the rest of the cast is great. Vanessa Kirby looks great as Sue Storm. Joseph Quinn will look great as Johnny Storm, and the guy that plays the Thing will probably look like the Thing because it's the Thing. Um, Galactus, I heard, is going to be comic accurate, not a giant cloud like in the Fox movies.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, okay, the biggest announcements now. So just to catch you up, you remember the whole Kang Dynasty thing with
Yeah.
Avengers, and the
Hmm.
guy Jonathan Majors got fired, and then they renamed it. They're like, "Oh, it's just Avengers 5." Remember that?
Uh-huh.
And they're like, "How do we do Kang Dynasty? There's no more Kang, no more Kang actor." It's crazy because the actor actually put in his contract that no one else can play Kang except him. So
Wow. Okay.
they had to pivot. And well, let me talk about the directors first. Before, the director was going to be the guy who directed Shang-Chi, and then he stepped away after this whole thing happened, and they didn't have any directors for a while for both of the next Avengers movies. Initially, when it was announced that he would be director, the Russos, who directed Endgame and Infinity War, people were telling them like, "Why aren't you back? Why aren't you back? Why don't you do this?" And they're saying, "No, we're good. We are taking a break. We don't want to do any more superhero movies. The only superhero movie we probably want to do is our dream project, Secret Wars." So
Yeah.
That's insane because they lost the directors for the next two Avengers movies and they signed the Russos back. And now Russos are coming back for both Avengers 5 and 6. So the next one and the Secret Wars, which I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing because they are they did a very good job with what they could for Infinity War and Endgame, you know?
Mhm.
I could not imagine anyone else doing these movies except them. So I thought that's cool. Did you watch any of their stuff outside of Avengers?
What else did they do?
I think they did Extraction on Netflix with Chris Hemsworth.
I have not seen that one though.
Yeah, they did a few movies. I think was the Gray Man part of it. Let me see. Who directed the Gray Man? Yeah, they did the Gray Man. Did you see that one?
Nope, I haven't seen that one either.
That one was the one where it was starred Ryan Gosling and the villain was Chris Evans. It was like a spy kind of action movie. It was really good. Like they are very good doing action movies.
Oh, okay.
Which is so
No, I
funny
haven't seen
because
that one.
they started off on Community.
Oh,
The
really?
yeah,
Oh, that's cool.
yeah. They directed that episode with the paintball. Remember the paintball episode on Community?
No, I don't think I watched that one yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they did. They were from Community, and that's why you kind of saw a few Community actors in Avengers, like as cameos.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I'm pretty excited to see that happening. Like, I don't know about you. Like, did you think the Russos did a good job with the other two movies?
Well, I haven't seen those. Oh, I mean, like with Avengers. You mean?
Yeah, Endgame and Infinity War.
Yeah, no, I thought it was good. I think it was a good movie. It was hard for. I wouldn't say it's like amazing, because one, I'm not too big on like Marvel superhero stuff, as you know.
Hmm.
But it's just a personal preference. But I think it was done well, so
Yeah,
I can't say that it's bad.
yeah. I think yeah. I mean, it's not coming from like person who loves superhero movies, but also
Mm-hmm.
critical about it. Like, I thought they did an amazing job of weaving so many characters together.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I'm looking forward to with them coming back. All right, probably the biggest announcement is Robert Downey Jr. is coming back for Avengers 5. Not as Tony Stark, but as Doctor Doom. So Avengers 5 is called Avengers Doomsday. They did a whole reveal too. They had a bunch of people walk in on the stage on Hall H at San Diego Comic Con. Everyone was wearing the Doom mask, but only one of them was wearing the
Mm-hmm.
green cloak. And
Yeah.
then he opened the face mask, and it was Robert Downey Jr.
Oh, yeah, yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, which okay, so I'm just gonna be okay. So we have a audience question from Barry White from Adam Redding from the Super Best Friends Video Game Sleepover podcast.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "It'd be cool to hear your takes on. Do you think the general public will be thrown off by Doctor Doom's casting of Robert Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom, like the general
Want to take it
public?"
first? Yeah, yeah. So I feel like if it wasn't announced and if in the movie there would be no showing of like the actual face, like the like of who is under the mask, because in Doctor Doom, like most of the stuff that I've watched in the past is just more of you see just the helmet, right? Like the
Mhm.
man behind it. If that's
Yeah,
not revealed, then nobody actually really knows what it's like. The only reason you know is because it's like, oh, Robert Downey Jr. is under there, right? Because it shouldn't, in theory, it shouldn't. But if they do like a whole reveal of like, oh, it is actually Tony Stark under there or like Robert Downey Jr., then it kind of just throws people off because now you have like two of the same people in the same universe.
yeah. Yeah, I think you're right, and I hope they don't reveal the face. But if they
Yeah,
reveal the face, it better be a damn good reason. Like,
yeah,
cause the easiest explanation is he could just be a Tony Stark from a different universe.
yeah, exactly.
But I hate that reason.
It's like the movie magic reason, right?
Yeah, it's the laziest writing. Like, personally, for me, I think something that would make sense and I would be actually interested in seeing is if he was actually someone else, but he needed to infiltrate like the Avengers or something. So he
That would be
took
cool.
yeah, so he took Tony Stark's face, you know?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That would be kind of cool. Yeah,
Yeah. It's did you watch The Flash? I forgot if you did.
I did not know.
Oh, okay. Because The Flash, there's a similar thing happening where Eobard Thawne, like Barry's nemesis, right?
Mm.
He went back in time. He got stuck back in time. So he took some guy's face and became a mentor to Barry. So you
Mm,
didn't even know until like the entire season ends. Then you find
yeah,
out, oh shit, like that's actually Eobarthon. And it's
yeah,
so evil of him to do, you know?
yeah,
Like I would want to see something like that where Robert Downey Jr. is just a face he stole.
yeah,
So
yeah. That's a cool alternative.
yeah, because if they do something like, if they do something in multiverse shenanigans, and the general public who doesn't really know much about the multiverse will probably just be like, "What the hell is this?" You know?
Yeah, they'll be so confused.
Yeah,
It'll become like a semi or like a mini reboot, but now
yeah,
it's kind of like an alternative universe where it's just
yeah,
like, oh, instead of becoming Tony Stark, he becomes Doctor Doom.
yeah. I mean, the multiverse thing does have. There is a comic series that kind of is the reverse, where Victor Von Doom becomes Iron Man. Like,
Oh, okay.
yeah, he becomes an Iron Man like variant of Victor Von Doom. Like he does something. He for some reason he becomes Iron Man. So there's like
Right.
some kind of storyline that's kind of there, but it's like they'll have to modify it. So
Yeah. Yeah, we'll be curious to see what path they take.
yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely options. I haven't. Well, I mean, I guess like in the comic, Tony, do you know of any? Has there been a version where Tony Stark becomes Doctor Doom, or has there been a storyline about that?
Well, the only one I know of is Doctor Doom becomes Iron Man.
Oh, okay, but not the other way around.
Yeah, I mean the other way around. There are variants of Tony Stark that's evil.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It'll be kind of like somewhat like Ultron again, but then he becomes just like he'll stay as Tony Stark and become evil instead of building a new entity.
Yeah, yeah. Let me see. I'm just checking right now if there is any comic version of Tony Stark as Doctor Doom. Let me see. Oh, let me send you this link. It's kind of funny. It's this might be the one I was talking about. I'm not too sure.
Mm.
I don't remember the story. I can't paste it to you for some reason.
In Zencaster.
No, it's I was trying to paste it to you on the chat, but okay, there you go. Anthony Stark from Earth 11029.
Mm.
He tricks Tony Stark where his mind is transferred into Tony Stark's body, and Tony Stark is
Oh,
transferred into Doom's body with his memory erased.
oh,
This one's interesting. Oh, this one's interesting because then what if he transferred his mind into Tony Stark's body?
yeah, that's
Huh? What if Victor Von Doom is dying and then he needs to transfer into a mind of somebody that is just as smart as him? So he goes and finds Tony's corpse, which is still healthy, just dead, and he transfers his mind into it. I mean, there's precedence in the X-Men series because Xavier has done that. He transfers his
yeah.
mind.
But essentially, as long as it's not multiverse shenanigans, it can be pretty cool.
Yeah, anything aside from this is a variant because I'm kind of sick of variants.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
What if
Um,
this is how it leads into the Secret War sort of thing? This
Yeah, I thought Secret Wars was started by Doom, Doctor Doom, didn't he? Didn't he? Was it?
I don't remember.
Was Secret Wars started by Doctor Doom? I know Beyonder was involved, but I forgot that Doom was involved. I thought both of them were. Let's see. I'm looking. Do you know?
No, no.
Hmm. Well, I don't know. We can move on. It's fine.
Okay,
Let's see. We have one more audience question from Taco
sure.
Douglas, which is Mike Lopez from the Super Best Friends Video Game Sleepover. He said, "What are your thoughts about T1000, Ghostface, and Conan the Barbarian coming to MK1?" Feels like
Arnold
Mugen.
Schwarzenegger.
What?
It's like Arnold Schwarzenegger versus. It's just like like it just becomes like a. I feel like Arnold Schwarzenegger universe game.
Yeah, well, Ghostface is kind of weird.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, yeah, T1000 is kind of cool because his moveset could be pretty cool because he's liquid. He'll actually be a lot like Glacier.
Injustice. Oh yeah, yeah. But
Glacier
wasn't
is
Injustice had? Oh no, no, that's just Terminator. Never mind.
Terminator was in the
Yeah,
Mortal Kombat game. He was in Mortal
yeah.
Kombat 11.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah. It'll be just like Glacius. I can see that.
I think it's kind of dumb that MK11 had Terminator and MK1 has T1000. You'll never see them fight each other. They did the same thing with Alien and Predator. They were in different games. So,
Oh, that's kind of stupid.
yeah. Conan the Barbarian, kind of weird. Ghostface, I think, is really out of place. He's just some dude that stabs people. How is he going to survive in Mortal Kombat?
He's just a random dude that just stabs people.
Yeah, Ghostface from Scream. Like he's not.
Oh, that one.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's not
Yeah.
really a super powerful murdering killer. Like compared to like Jason, and compared to Leatherface, and
Right. He's just a guy in a mask that just has a knife.
yeah. So I don't know. 3 character spots taken up by guest characters rather than characters that should be in Mortal Kombat or maybe original characters.
Yeah. Felt kind of stupid. I felt it sounds like a DLC for sure.
Yeah,
Sounds like Mugen, like you said.
yeah. I don't know. Again, I'm probably gonna get it, but I don't know how I feel about it.
But you'll hate it.
Yeah, I'll probably be like,
God damn it.
yeah,
And you spend like 20 hours on it.
yeah, yeah. I forgot what there's like a meme about that, right? About like doing something you hate but you still do it anyway. Like there's
So, you made it sound like a job.
no, not that. It's like I can't remember. It's like not like a meme in terms of like a image, but more like a video clip from some movie or something like that.
Oh,
I
no,
can't
I don't
remember.
remember.
Yeah. But anyway, do you have anything else from Comic Con?
No, nothing else from me.
Okay. Let's do literally a 5 question game
Okay.
that I will ask you things about conventions and then see if you know the convention name.
Okay, go for it.
I'm trying to bring up my list now. Wait, where is it? Oh, here it is. Okay. Sorry. Still loading. Google Excel is very slow. Oh my god. Where is it? Okay. What's the name of the con that's focused on Power Rangers and is held in SoCal, and the biggest one focused on Power Rangers and Sentai counterparts? It's held
Oh god.
usually in Pasadena.
I'm trying to remember the name. Is it Power Con?
You are so close. You're missing something in the middle.
Power Ranger Con?
No, not Ranger.
Dang it. Power. Oh god.
What do they say when they're about to morph? Oh wait, I just
Oh.
said it. It's Power
I
Morphicon.
was
Sorry.
gonna say, wait a minute. I say Power Morphicon.
Yeah, it's Power Morphicon.
Oh, Morphicon. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. I was gonna say about to morph. Like, we're not supposed to say morph.
Let's see. What's the name of the largest official Disney-focused fan expo? It shares its name with the Disney Fan Club.
Oh my god, I know this one for sure.
It's coming up in 2 weeks, man.
D. I forgot the number. D something.
Yeah.
D. Oh my god, I've known it so much time. Hold on.
Here's a hint.
Just
It's
see.
what's the test that they do to check where your origins are? Like when they take your blood or your saliva and you send it in, and it tells you if you're part like this, part that.
I'm confused now. This part, that.
You know,
Is it-
like you're half Vietnamese or you're like some Chinese. You know, like that. You know that test.
ancestor thing.
Yeah, but there's a name of that test, which is supposed to help you with this Disney question, but I guess it's making you more confused.
No. Okay, I remember it's 20 something. Hold on. D23.
Yes, D23.
Okay, thank God.
Yes. All right. What's the name of one of the largest conventions focused on the people who create video games? They have workshops and previews and stuff.
Oh my God. Now that it doesn't exist anymore, I forgot all about it.
What?
Jesus.
No, it still exists. I'm talking
Does it
about.
still exist?
I'm talking about the one for the people who create games.
Oh, create game. IndieCon?
Oh
No,
man.
IndieCade.
That's for indie games, but I'm just talking about
Yeah.
in general people who create games. And then there's also like awards, networking events. I think workshops too.
Hold on. I'm trying to think. We're talking about PAX? No, it's not PAX.
No, PAX is more like a
PAX,
fan event, which I guess I won't ask you that later then.
Hold on. I know this one. Oh, why am I drawing a blank? Yeah, I'm drawing a blank for some reason.
What are the programmers called when they in the people who make games?
DevCon.
Well, not. I mean, you're right in a way. It's Games Developers Conference, so GDC.
Oh, that's right, GDC.
Yeah, yeah. Yes. Okay. How about this is a trade show most of the time in Vegas, and usually has the biggest previews for up and coming technology and consumer products.
Oh my God. CES.
Yes.
Is that one?
Yeah, Consumer Electronics Show.
Yeah.
And one more. Let's see. I'm not gonna ask you this. Okay, how about this one? What's the name of the pop culture and comic convention located in the City of Angels that was formerly known as Stan Lee's Kamikaze?
WonderCon. No.
L.A. man.
LA. Yeah. Kamikaze. No.
Think of the dumbest name.
SuperCon. MarvelCon.
No. Think of the dumbest, most generic name.
HeroCon.
There is a Hurricane, but that's not it.
Dang it. Stan Lee, right?
It used to be
Stan
called
Lee.
Stanley Kamikaze, and then now it's just this very generic name.
Wait, what? Can you tell me again what's it about? What's the?
Yeah, it's okay. What's the name of the convention located in the City of Angels that was formerly known as Stanley's Kamikaze?
Suicide Squad. No, wait, hold on.
That is funny because I got your joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fan club.
No. Sorry, I'll just tell you.
Yeah, go for it.
L.A. Comic-Con.
Oh, that generic.
Yes, it's just the LA Comic Con now. Like, yeah. Anyway, I told you about this off the record earlier, but yeah, there's like an anime expo thing that's similar to Anime Expo. I thought it was funny that it's an anime convention that's called Akon. Like,
Yeah.
it's like A-KON, like the music singer
Yeah, like,
Akon.
yeah, but I'm still confused because it's like, is it like Mortal Kombat? Why is it using K? Is it
Yeah, I don't know. And then when I was looking up all of these things, there's like a lot of different cons that I wasn't really too familiar with that are pretty popular too. Like Dragon Con is like really popular. Gamescom
Dragon
is no Dragon Con is I think like a fantasy thing, like
Oh, okay.
like
Cool.
tabletop fantasy stuff, you know.
Oh, nice. Oh, okay. Dungeons and Dragons. I got it.
Yeah.
Dragon Con.
And then Gamescom is a big gaming conference in Europe, I think.
Oh yeah, Gamescom. Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's Fan Expo. There's several things called Fan Expo. Midsummer Scream was just happening right now in Long Beach, and it's a really big convention on horror movies.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, but yeah, that's pretty much everything. So yeah, you got anything else?
Nope, I do not.
All right. Well, no time for time travel. Signing off. Hurdy Warp Speed. See ya.
Bye.
I loved Power Glove.
Come with me if you want to live.
I loved Power Glove.
No time for time travel.